Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on Vedic Astrology. In 2015, South India witnessed a catastrophic floods during northeast monsoon, killing more than 150 people. Subsequent research attributed the link between the Elnino condition of that year and the catastrophic floods. However, the post-realization offer very little solace to the substantial loss of property and life. In contrast, the Vedic astrology emerges as a promising discipline in predicting the intense rainfall. Varahamigra's magnum opus Brigid Shanmita offers a great insights on predicting the natural calamities and intense rainfalls. After 2015, scientists start predicting the next Elnino cycle in December 2023, and because of that, there is a possibility of intense rainfall, cyclones and other natural calamities in the coastal region of America, South Asia and Australia. In this video, I am going to explain what is Elnino effect and how Vedic astrological studies can be used to predict the intense rainfall in 2024. And come on, let's deep dive into the Vedic astrological analysis of Elnino effect.
Let me explain what is Elnino effect. Elnino means little boy in Spanish, or otherwise called as the boy of nativity, Christmas child. The phenomenon was thus named because it was first recognized by South American fishermen in the early part of 17th century. Later in the 20th century, they found that El Nino effect has the global impact apart from Southern America and thus called El Nino Southern Oscillation. To understand how El Nino effect occurs, let us first understand what happens in the Pacific Ocean under normal conditions. In the Pacific Ocean, under normal conditions, the wind blows along the equator from east to west, and this is due to Coriolis effect. Air in the northern hemisphere deflects towards the southwest, while the air in the southern hemisphere deflects towards northwest. This westward movement of the air forms trade winds. As these winds cross the Pacific, they drag warm water from coastal America towards Asia. This movement of warm water creates a phenomenon known as upwelling, where colder, nutrient-rich cold water rises to replace warm water. This upwelling sustains the thriving fish population in the Pacific Ocean, leading to fruitful fishing season in the Southern America and monsoonal rains in Asia. However, during El Nino period, this normal pattern is disrupted. The trade winds weaken, causing warmer water to accumulate in the coastal areas of America. This disrupts the upwelling of cold water and leads to the buildup of warm air and water in the eastern Pacific. The Pacific jet stream is altered, resulting in warmer temperatures in the northern America and excessive rainfall along with potential cyclones in the coastal America. The impact of El Nino extends beyond Americas. The reduced movement of warm water towards Asia can alter the monsoon patterns in the regions like South Asia and Australia. This can lead to droughts, famines, delayed monsoon, and unexpected high rainfall in South Asia and Australia. I am going to explore the astrological insights from the mundane chart for 2024, gaining a deeper understanding of how this phenomenon can impact global weather patterns. Let's see the Vedic New Year chart for 2024. Given that El Nino conditions occur from the coastal Pacific Ocean, we will first consider the Vedic New Year chart for USA. So the Vedic New Year for USA starts on 8th April 2024 at 2:21 p.m. Washington DC. The Vedic New Year starts with Cancer rising with Mars and Saturn close conjunction 8th house, which is generally considered very inauspicious. So the 8th house also indicates the mortality. So it is very evident that the USA will have high mortality rate in the year 2024. Secondly, the Vedic New Year starts just after the solar eclipse. So on the same day, 8th April 2024, which is a total solar eclipse visible in the most part of USA, and the Vedic New Year starts just after the uh, completion of solar eclipse. This is also very inauspicious in terms of 2024 is going to be very challenging year for USA and for the entire world. So the eclipse happens in the sign Pisces, right? So which is a watery sign. Now let us see what Varahamihira says about eclipse formed in the sign Pisces in his magnum opus Brigid Shanmita. So in the sloka 42, Varahamihira says that the eclipse formed in the sign Meena, which is Pisces, will destroy the substances that are obtained in the shores of oceans and those derived from seas, people living in the forest, land men, and those earn their livelihood through water and water products. So this is very evident that people surrounding the coastal areas will suffer, and people who earn their livelihood through oceans and seas will have a suffering in 2024. So primarily we can conclude that the people like a fisherman or people who are selling the sea products will have a problem in 2024. In mundane astrology, the another important aspect is planetary cabinet. The planet that presides over the year, which is determined by the next day of the Vedic New Year, is called the king of that year. So in 2024, the king is Mars. So otherwise, we call it as the Mars presides over the year. So in the sloka 7-9, Varahamihira says that the year presided over by Mars, most violent fires roused by wind spread out, threatening the consumes villages, forests, and towns. Crowds of men ruined by inroads of hordes of robbers and bereft of their properties, and cattle cry out, Alas, alas, throughout the land. The clouds, although bulky in appearance, piled up, will not let loose any much water. Even the crops that grow in low-lying land weather out. Even if it should bear fruit, it will forcibly taken away by robbers. Kings do not attend wholeheartedly to their governing duties. Bilious diseases prevail, and there will be trouble from snakes. Mankind whose crop have failed will be thus afflicted by various calamities. So it is very evident that the year will be most violent in terms of fires, and there will be less rainfall in the monsoon seasons. But however, there will be more rainfall on a single day, maybe through cyclones or hurricanes, and which may destroy the crops, right? So with this Vedic chart and solar eclipse happening on the same day, this the following will be the predictions for USA. So in 2024, there will be number of tropical cyclones than the normal conditions in the coastal North America, and most likely there will be 2 to 3 category 5 hurricanes that is possible, and the most destructive hurricane, which can be category 5, may come in the second week of August. Now let us see the Vedic New Year chart for India in 2024. The Vedic New Year for India starts on 8th April 2024 at 11:51 p.m. New Delhi, and for India the Vedic New Year starts with the rising sign of Sagittarius, with Mars and Saturn conjunction in the third house. So the third house generally rules all the communication mediums like telephones, mobiles, even transportations like railways, aeroplanes, and other communication industries. So with Mars and Saturn conjunction in the third house, all these areas will be affected. Since our focus is mainly on predicting the rainfall pattern, let us skip the other things here. I will make a separate video for the yearly predictions for 2024, in which I will mention what are the other possible distractions or other possible consequences for India. Okay. So even for India, the new year starts just after the solar eclipse happening in the sign Pisces. And of course, this eclipse, even though it is a total solar eclipse, it's not visible in India. So we already saw that the eclipse in the Pisces gives destruction for the people living in the shores of seas, and also people who earn the livelihood through the sea products. So even in India, the number of cyclones and the destructions in the coastal area will be high in 2024. So with this new Vedic New Year chart, let's see the monsoon and monsoon patterns in India for 2024. India experiences two crucial monsoons. One is southwest monsoon that starts in July through September, which brings mainly in the western Ghats region like Kerala, Konkan, and north part of Tamil Nadu. And another is northeast monsoon from October to December, which brings rain towards the eastern coastal areas of India. The sun ingress will also is a crucial factor in deciding the monsoon patterns. So for India, the sun ingress to Aries happens when Scorpio is rising, which is a watery sign, suggesting more rainfall in a shorter period. Because during El Nino period, it's typically that due to the El Nino conditions, the coastal America will receive a heavy rainfall, like most likely tropical cyclones, whereas southern Asia will usually receive uh, lesser than the normal rainfall, creating a drought conditions. But considering the sun ingress to Aries in the Scorpio rising, there will be more rainfall in a shorter period. So the overall rainfall may be lesser in India during monsoon, but on a single day there will be a more rainfall. Okay, so that could be due to even cyclones. And also the Aries ingress happens in the Vishaka Nakshatra, making it an Agni Mandala. Okay, so there will be more fire, could be a forest fire or fire accidents, and widespread of poverty, crop failures. Crop failures will be usually due to lesser rainfall in the monsoons, but it will be a more rainfall on a single day, thus making the crops to failure. Okay, so there will be a destruction of autumn crops. So there is a possibility of catastrophic floods in Mumbai, Gujarat, coastal Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, and Odisha. And there is a slight possibility for Kerala also. And the most destructive flood, or could be tsunami also, may occur between the 1st and 3rd December of 2024. So this is very crucial period for India, where the northeast monsoon will be peak, and there is a chances for more destructive flood between December 1st and December 3rd of 2024. It should be noted that in 2023, the same week, we had a Migjon cyclone, which have a very destructive conditions to Chennai, right? So the next year also like a very similar year, like having a very destructive flood between the December 3rd and December 1st and 3rd. So I hope the government will take some precautionary actions. Okay, let me say one other important thing before finishing the rainfall predictions for India. So there is a solar eclipse happening on the 2nd October 2022 in the sign Virgo, which is very important for India, because the sign Virgo, part of the Virgo rules India. This could bring some natural calamities to the coastal regions in India. Let us see what Varagamigra says about eclipse happening in Virgo. So this is a slogan here in the slogan 39. When the eclipse occurs in Kanya, which is Virgo, the crops, poets, writers, musicians, inhabitants of Asmaga and Tripura countries, all regions that are endowed with paddy fields will suffer destruction. So this again adds one more important point, that there will be more rainfall on a single day, which may destruct the paddy fields. Okay, So this again emphasizes the importance of catastrophic floods that may occur in most of the coastal regions of India. So again, the very important point, due to the eclipse happening in the Kanya, the December first week will be a very crucial period, and we may expect catastrophic floods. The El Nino effect, as I said, it can impact the global weather pattern beyond Americas. So, in the South Asia, so we have seen for India, we have seen the monsoon patterns. So, the Indonesia and Australia are other important countries that also have a destructive effects due to El Nino effect. So let's first see the New Year chart, like Vedic New Year chart for Indonesia. The Vedic New Year happens on 9th April 2024 at 1:21 a.m. So similarly, the Vedic New Year starts just after the solar eclipse in the sign Pisces, so which we already discussed. And here the conjunction of Mars and Saturn happens in the second house, which rules state treasury, wealth of the people, and import exports. So which all can be destructive for in 2024. So coming to the monsoon patterns in Indonesia, the new year commences in Capricorn rising, which is a earthy sign marked by the conjunction of Mars and Saturn in the second house. The sun ingress to Aries happens on 13th April at 10:35 p.m. with Sagittarius rising, which is a fiery sign. So which really raises the concern about forest fires and toxic air pollution in Indonesia this year, like in 2024. The sun transition takes place in Moola Nakshatra, which is recognized as a Varuna Mandala year. So there will be a substantial rainfall in Indonesia this year. Okay, and the monsoon in Indonesia typically spans between October to March, which is coupled with the solar eclipse on October 2nd. We already saw the solar eclipse chart in the previous when we saw the India's analysis, right? So that can also create a mess in the monsoonal rains for Indonesia. So in conclusion, Indonesia may have an elevated risk of severe floods during the initial months of the monsoon season. Let me quickly give the analysis for Australia as well. The El Nino effect can potentially affect the Australia's monsoon and weather conditions. So for Australia, the New Year, Vedic New Year starts on 9th April at 4:21 a.m. For Australia, the rising sign is Aquarius. The dreadful conjunction of Mars and Saturn happens on the ascendant itself, so which is the first house. So first house generally indicates the general affairs of the state and public health. So for in 2024, the public health in Australia will be like very suffering. So people should be very careful about their health. And as usual, the new year starts just after the solar eclipse in the sign Pisces, which we already discussed. So with this Vedic new year chart, the new year commences on Aquarius rising, so which is Aries sign, and trouble conjunction of Mars and Saturn in the ascendant, right? So there is a chances for airborne diseases in the country. The sun ingress to Aries happens on 14th April 1:35 a.m. with Capricorn rising, an earthy sign occurring in the Dhanishta Nakshatra, which designates as Indra Mandala year. So the rainfall will be below the normal conditions and there will be chances of drought. There is a more chances of forest fires in June 2024. So this is a very crucial point for Australia. Overall conclusion for 2024 global rainfall. 2024 is going to be very challenging year for people living in the coastal areas. The USA is going to witness more tropical cyclones, including 2 to 3 5 category 5 hurricanes. The most destructive category 5 hurricane may come in the second week of August 2024. The cities like Los Angeles, Philadelphia may witness catastrophic floods. In India, the monsoon may bring less rain, but there may be catastrophic floods in Mumbai, Gujarat, coastal Kerala, and coastal Tamil Nadu, coastal Andhra Pradesh, and Odisha. I have given some of the key dates in which the flooding may occur in India. The first week of June 2024 and also the last week of June 2024, 28th and 29th of June. Then July 26th, 27th. Then there is another possibility on August 14th and 15th of 2024. then October 25, 26th, then November 4th and 5th, November 21st and 22nd. The most destructive flood may occur between December 1st and December 3rd of 2024. Indonesia has an elevated risk of flood, forest fire and air pollution. The most destructive flood may occur in the third week of October 2024. Australia will have a nominal rain but has a potential for major calamities like earthquake, floods, forest fires and airborne disease. So apart from coastal America, India, Indonesia and Australia, there may be catastrophic floods in Turkey, Brazil, Greece, Libya, Jerusalem, Afghanistan and Brussels. And if you ask me whether the risk of flood is only in 2024, it's no. Even 2025 is also going to be challenging year in terms of disruptive rainfalls and floodings all over the world. But anyway, I will give more details on that a little later. So far I have discussed only the global rainfall predictions according to the Vedic astrology. I will also make a separate video about global trends and tensions in 2024. So in that I will discuss the other possibilities of natural calamities all over the world. Thank you for watching this video. Meet you again with another interesting content in Vedic astrology.